So children, in the last class we have finished off with the chapter that is mathematical labeling methods. Now in this video what we are going to do that we are starting with the new chapter and the last chapter that we have left in our syllabus. The last chapter in our syllabus is iterative construct in Java. Okay, we have already covered up almost all of the topics from the syllabus and only this topic is left or this chapter is left from here on. Okay, so the first question arises that what do you mean by iterative constructs in Java? Okay, so there is a certain rules and regulation based on that we are constructing the programs. Like there is some order for that. Like first you will be declaring the variables, then providing the value, and finally you will be using them in the logic, and in the final steps you will be printing the result that you have right. In the similar way, when we are talking about iterative constructs in Java, in this chapter we will be discussing about the thing that if suppose we have to do a process for more than one times, like if I am saying that you have to reach from a point A to point B and you have to do the same thing for 10 times. So what you will do in the normal sense? In the normal sense, you will be just moving from position A to position B or the point A to point B 10 times. But what if you are having a thing on which if you can sit, it will take you 10 times to the particular point from starting from the one position. So that will be easier for you. In the similar way, over here we are having provided with a process, and that process has to be repeated for more than one times. So whenever you have to repeat the same process for more than one times, in that case you will be using the concept of iterative constructs in Java. Now the first word that comes into this is iteration. So what do you mean by iterations? The definition of iteration says that repeating execution of a set of instructions depending upon a condition. Like you are provided with a condition and you will be executing the statements only when you are finding the condition or the evaluation of the condition is right. Okay. If the evaluation is right, only in that case you will be executing all the set of instructions written under it. Okay. Now about the word iteration, that is all we have. Okay. Now the next thing comes in mind, that what is a loop. So this is the very basic concept in iterative constructs in Java. And what is a loop? That a loop is a set of instructions that is continually repeated until a certain condition is met, right? So loop is something which has the set of instructions inside it. Okay, so if that set of instructions has to be repeated more than one times based on a particular condition, that thing is called as the loop. One more definition for the iteration is the process of executing a set of instructions once. So if you are provided with some set of instructions, okay, and you have executed it for the first time, that one time is known as the one iteration. And suppose if you have to repeat the process for 10 times, there will be 10 iterations for that. Okay, iterations means how many times you are just repeating the same set of instructions again and again. Okay, now this was the definition for the loop. Now in the looping concept, you will be having segments of a loop. Like you have parts of the loop in it. Okay, so there are 4 major parts in the looping concept. The first is the initialization, second is test condition, third is update, and last is body of the loop. Now we will be discussing all of them one after another, right? So first is initialization. See, already you have done with or you have read about the concept of initializing any variable. Now, initializing any variable means that you are providing a value to your variable so that it can be used. Alright, so the definition for initialization says that it initializes the loop control variable before starting the loop. So before the loop is being started, like in the earlier programs we have did that before using the logic, you must provide a value to the variable. In the similar way, when you are starting a loop, before that you will be providing the value for the control variable. So control variable is that variable which controls the running of the loop. Like if it is if I am talking about the initialization, int counter is equal to 1. This is a syntax to initialize any value in a particular loop. Or in the normal case also, if we have to declare or we have to initialize the variable with a value, in that case also we will be using the initialization method like this. Okay, so this was the first segment of the loop. The second segment of the loop is the test condition. So the name itself says that test condition. That means that condition has to be tested for the time. Okay, if you have to run the loop, so the loop or the concept, the execution of the set of instruction will depend upon the condition that you have. If that condition is right or wrong, basis on that some of the instructions are executed or they are not executed. So that is the test condition. Like if it is written counter less than equal to 10. Like in the conditional programming also you have done the thing that suppose the age of person is greater than or equal to 18, in that case only the person is eligible to vote, otherwise he is not eligible to vote, right? So this is the second segment of the loop. Now the third segment of the loop is the update condition. Okay, so this update will be having the control variable having the increment or decrement operation of the control variable, like counter plus plus. So this plus plus is not that plus plus, it is the postfix. It is the postfix increment. It is the postfix increment operator. Okay. So whenever you have to update the value will be updated for the loop whenever the loop runs for more than one times. See over here I am only providing you the definition for all the segments. In the next video maybe I will be providing you the proper definition or the proper usage of what do you mean by the initialization, test condition, update, and the last thing in this list is body of the loop. Now we will discuss body of the loop. Like in the earlier programming also, if we have written a if condition, so in that case also what we have did, if is followed by the condition, right? And you have used this curly bracket over here. So this curly bracket marks the beginning of the body of the if condition. In the similar way, the same curly bracket will be used in the looping concept also, where between two parentheses over here, the set of instructions is written. Okay, and if that condition is right, in that case you will be entering the execution part starting from the first line in the curly bracket. From here on you will start the execution when the condition is right. Okay, so in this video we have covered up with the basic concept of what do you mean by iteration, why we need an iteration, what is a loop, what are the segments of loop, and we have also discussed about the various segments such as initialization, test condition, update, and body of the loop. So in general, if you need to repeat a process for more than one times or the same set of instructions to be executed for more than one times, in that case you will be using the looping concept. See in the earlier programming, if certain condition was right or wrong, on the basis of it, the execution was done. But it was only for the one time. But if suppose if you have to check the same condition for 10 times, so what you will do? In that case, you will be using the concept of loop. So that's it in this video. In the next video, we will discuss the other parts from this chapter. Thank you.